sauce? Who's on top of? Oh god. I can already see what the hell. He's got skills like crap. That's crazy. Like, how did they kick me up like that?
Normalized, and I wanted to be taught to where it.
I can't count the contradictions.
She's moving the goalposts in the middle of the sentence.
So she views it and she enjoys it.
Yes.
She likes ethical prawn.
Yes.
But also we shouldn't see women as objects, and prawn can do that. Also, the school system should teach you about how to consume it.
Yes. What's so odd to me is that you still think that if it's ethical, that the people who consume it somehow get attached to the individuals that are participating in it. No. To the point where we don't just view them as just people, getting it on.
That's like if I made a whole bunch of financial videos and I was like, why are people only coming to me for financial tips and tricks? It don't make no sense. How come they don't value my empathetic side?
Exactly.
Because that's not your value to them.
And now that you're not even displaying it, I can never actually get attached to any other aspect of who you are as a person, because that's not even why I'm consuming it. But also, you're not even providing that either. Everything is fake to set up for the moment for you all to get it on. That's it.
Everything is fake. The noises you make, all of it. Fake. None of the experience is genuine or real. Yeah. And the people who look for that type of content don't look for your content, because I don't know who she is, but I'm assuming she doesn't do amateur stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
I'm assuming she does professional stuff with lights and big camera crews. Because I know her name, bro. She must have been at the top of the Pornhub charts daily.
So it's the same thing goes like IG models and stuff like that. Like, man, y'all just only look at me because of my body, and it's like that's what you show off. But that's the only thing that you show off. Like, so what is anybody else supposed to get out of watching your type of content or looking at your posts?
It shouldn't be to where a woman is being abused and is, like the male is showing aggression, because that actually is going to translate into his relationships with women in the future, his wife. Like, it's actually statistically proven that it's going to show aggression in a marriage and a relationship, and how is that healthy? Like, that's not healthy at all.
Well, a lot of it is like young boys don't understand, and they think that this is normal and that's what girls want.
She said it. I was waiting for someone to say it and admit it. She said young boys. They know their demo, bro. Plenty of adults watch it, but they know that. This is what I'm trying to say. You can't say it's ethical, and then your demo is young boys. I'm glad they said it. I'm glad because I don't have the stats the way they had the stats, but I'm glad they said it because it's something they're passionate about.
Like, she literally sat there and said, like, they know this is unethical. Like, okay, but you're also participating in it. There has to be a woman there to say yes to that. So say no. You just have a bunch of men peeing on each other.
Unless you don't get a say, in which case that would be seriously fucked up.
Oh, if that's the case, then yeah, maybe they'll say this in this video, but I'll be of the belief that you knew that what you were walking into before you got to that point.
And she chose her words carefully. She said pressured. But you get pressured a lot in your life. Yeah. You might get pressured to marry your significant other after 8 years. You might get pressured to buy a new car if your Highlander breaks down 6 times in 1 month. There's plenty of pressures in life. You still have the ability to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? So let's, oh, hold on, I ain't say it. This lady right here said it. Young boys.
So they've probably never been with a girl before, and they see these horrible things, and they're like, oh, this is how to please a girl. This is what I have to do. Yeah. This is what she wants. And then they, do these things and they act certain ways, and they don't realize the effects that they're having on women.
Yeah, well, they do say that serial killer are the ones who are consuming these extreme types of porns. A lot of serial...
Bro, she just lied. You know how I know she lied? Because she said that this content is what people have to do to get really popular, which means that a large percentage of them, everybody fits that criteria. Those two, serial killer and poopists, Stop it.
That's
Stop
such
it.
a small and I'm pretty sure that small fraction of people that exist probably do consume that type.
Bro, serial
But
killers and boopists consume all kinds of content all over the internet. First of all, I want to see the study that says that watching this extreme stuff leads you to act like that in your own personal life. Because I played Call of Duty and I
Plus, they're
never
doing
pulled
the
out my assault rifle and
they're
shot a
doing the
person.
GTA theory. I mean, they're literally
Yeah.
doing the exact same
So
thing.
I would need to see the study and look at the research methods, not just see whichever headline the New York Times ran with.
Exactly.
But after that's proven, I would then ask you, once you received the pressure, if you knew the facts and the stats, why would you agree to do it?
I don't know. I just don't get it.
Because you had to participate in it.
Yep. Matter of fact, there's been times on our podcast where we had
Yes.
an opportunity that we knew for a fact did not fit our demographic and it would be bad for our demographic. Even though
And the rate was
financially-
crazy.
Yeah, financially speaking,
Bro.
it was crazy. But we already knew
The impact.
We knew the impact that it would have. So everyone gets pressured. You acting like you're somehow unique to this form of pressure is ridiculous.
Killers, when they've gone through their search history, they're watching like these abusive porn, and there's tons of pornography on their search history.
Yeah, I mean,
and their
I'm not
laptops.
gonna lie. I obviously, like I said, I watch porn. I do.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's,
I've
nothing,
stumbled-
there's nothing wrong with watching.
Yeah,
porn.
but I've stumbled upon some videos where I'm not gonna lie, I really questioned why is this even allowed on the internet. Like I felt very like I was just turned off. I was like,
How do you go from it's ethical to it's not that bad? Those are two very different. They don't mean the same thing even remotely. Ethical is like you going above and beyond to meet a high standard because of your empathy for other people. That's a standard of ethical. Ethical is like you're a lawyer and you're not being paid, but you're helping out a client because you know they didn't commit the crime and you want to get them out. That's ethical. Don't put yourself in the same league as those people and then 4 minutes later say it's not that bad.
No, I've had friends who have been choked out so much that they've actually passed out during a scene. There's really just like crazy stuff going on that damages people's bodies for the rest of their lives. I luckily don't have any issues, but I've seen scenes shot in Europe where guys are literally punching into a girl's asshole like this, and like she's going to have issues
fuck?
for the rest
How?
of her life due to this. And is it worth someone making a little bit of money and someone jerking off to it? Honestly, I feel like I'm in denial sometimes and I can't accept some of the things that I've done. There is one thing that, I tried talking to a therapist about before, something that I had to do for a scene that was really rough for me. Basically, this guy had a bowl and he like gagged me until I threw up into it, and then he like pissed in the bowl, and during the scene he asked me to drink it. And I didn't know how to say no. It was one of the most disgusting, foul scenes I ever had to do. And I'm telling a therapist this, and they don't even fucking know what to say to me.
yeah.
No one can relate. Like, no one fucking knows what to say about it. I didn't know how to say no. I just wanted everyone to be happy. So I can't blame anyone. All that I can do now is make the best of my experiences and accept it.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Thank God you took responsibility.
Literally. So I want to everything I said in this video was in reference to the two other ladies, specifically the one on the far left. Because Lana is being open
Well, things that she doesn't have to be open with either.
at all. And these are obviously difficult things to go through. She decided to go through them.
Yeah.
And she's seeking help from therapists. That's W right there.
Yes, mad W.
And it's tough because your decisions have consequences, and not everything's not always gonna be fair. Reality is people are gonna see her and they might think about that scene from time to time. People might see her kid and berate them with endless jokes.
Yeah.
Like there's consequences to shit.
But
Taking responsibility of those consequences as a result of your decisions is important to moving on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's where Lana's at. Honestly, she hasn't even talked that much in this video, so hopefully she'll talk a little more. But these two here are not in that world. They're in the world where I could be an athlete, and I'll be like, I had no choice. I had to be an athlete, even though there was other options.
Yeah.
There's other career paths you could have taken. Man, the ACL tear, now I got to deal with the long-term effects of the knee that's fucked up, and it's going to come back to bite me in my old age, and I had to get 5 surgeries because I was a high-level athlete. Everything you do has its consequences. And sometimes, like Derrick Rose, like this shit just fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, man, he could have been an all-time player if he just didn't get injured.
But see, that's the reason why I don't want to even compare it to it, because there's certain things that may just be out of your control.
Sometimes it is.
But these are scenarios that they signed up for.
Exactly.
Like, it's not as if like they just did a vanilla scene and then out of nowhere they just scanned it like we flipping it. No. We talking about they went into it knowing that there was gonna be some level of extremes.
But what I think what Lana was saying was that there was some improv done on the.
And that understandably so. I would still argue, like she still said, I took some form of responsibility. I'm still taking some form of responsibility because I signed up for something that may not have been outlined and stuff like that. But they have an understanding of how far it can potentially be pushed. So again, I'm not saying every single last aspect of it is on her, because of course people are pressuring. I do believe that the people who are pressuring are also dickheads, and there's something sick and wrong with them as well. But just sit here and just take this accountability, and I love the fact that she's doing it.
No, I was just gonna, chime in and say about how you had to do something that you didn't want to do, or you felt pressured. I definitely can relate to that, just even by like working at Hooters. I know, you have worked there. I obviously have a little longer history of that, and I definitely was a sex object. Like that's who I was viewed as working at Hooters. Clearly, I was the complete opposite of that. But, I definitely was pressured into some things that I didn't want to do with men. They had the audacity to ask me to literally go give them a hand job behind the dumpsters. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
bold.
it's not funny, but
No, it's
like comical.
It's
but
comical.
It's behind a dumpster.
No, I was really thinking, first off, why not at least the car?
Yes, behind
Like,
a dumpster.
Second off, can you imagine you're at a restaurant and you have the audacity to look at your
Sweetie,
waitress?
there it is. What do you mean?
I don't give a fuck.
After I finish my chicken tenders, can you go jerk me off behind this dumpster?
Oh my
But they would push my limits. Like they would just kind of like joke around at first, or like,
And they
I'll give
are
you
quite
100.
touchy sometimes too. No.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, I'll give you $100 if you take off your panties for me. And I was vulnerable. I was young. I was like, oh, like no harm. Like okay, like
Did
you just
it?
want some panties? Like heck yeah, $100.
Oh my god,
Like,
shut
down there
the fuck up. I'm sick of her.
She's dumb.
Yo, bro, you work at Hooters where the dress code is you have to wear shit that shows your ass cheek. You were designed to be a sex object there. You were a sex object first, waitress second. There were other restaurants where you could dress
You
normally.
just be a regular waitress.
Shut the fuck
Please
up.
shut up, bro.
Oh my god.
I can't. And
Man.
again, let's be clear. We are not excusing the men's behavior, but to act as if like working at a restaurant where the waitresses, they dress provocatively, that is not then meaning that you are putting that level of provocativeness before actually being a waitress. Because you could have been a waitress anywhere else. To just be so ignorant, you're being blind. Why are you acting? You go to a club, you go to a strip club, and all of a sudden she just start jumping in your lap and start going crazy. Sure, you may not have wanted that, but to act like that might not have happened is crazy. Oh my God, she's taking off her top right in front of me. Maybe you didn't want it, but you went into the environment where things like that could happen.
Bro,
what are you talking
somebody
about?
offered her money for her panties. And she was like, that's so crazy. How much again? And you did it. Then you pretending
did
like
it.
you didn't agree to do it.
You did it.
He didn't take it off you unless he did it and you're not saying that. As far as we know here, you made some money. You went home, you probably smiled about the money you made, and then you looked at the money you made, and you spent the money you made.
And what's crazy is, sure, when you get older, you're like, man, that was crazy. And sure, we can all laugh about how crazy it is for the old creepy man to give you $100 for your panties. But what you should be asking yourself is, where were you at mentally to accept that 100? That's what you should be asking yourself. You literally chose that place. You chose to work there.
Hey,
get a fucking skill, dog.
I'm
Just
tired.
get a
Yeah,
skill.
get a skill
Get a
and
skill.
stop being a victim. And I'm not trolling, and I don't even mean it as an insult when I say therapy. Like she needs help because
Yes.
you can't go your whole life like that, bro. At a certain point, you have to recognize the role you played. And there's real things that happen to real people out there that's out of their control. That's not you. As far as we know, based off that video, that is not you. So stop telling people you relate to them. Stop it. Hey man, if y'all enjoyed the video, drop a like. I don't even know where to send you from here. You can go wherever. So I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.
Welcome back, play back. We here with another banger. Some interesting development out there in TikTok world. Pretty privilege. That's what we're talking about today. We're gonna figure out how some of these women look at it, man.
Hey, if you've had pretty privilege like your whole life, because I just recently got like a degree of pretty privilege, and it has been insane how kind people are when they find you attractive. And it is very hurtful, I'll tell you that much. People who literally wouldn't even look at me before, now like, or they go out of their way to be kind to me, and I'm like, hey, like that's cool, good for me, because now I'm privileged. But like, what is it? Like, it's not even their fault. It's probably like a completely subconscious thing, or unconscious, or I don't know.
I'm not gonna pause too much, but you can't say it's not their fault. I think Davis in the back right now. Good luck on your date at the mall, Davis.
Whoa, what? What? You going on a date?
Yeah.
You going on a date?
He said he got someone to meet at 12 at the mall.
You going on a date?
Is this playback?
Yeah,
Hey, playback.
sir.
I haven't been on a playback video.
Nah, you haven't. You going on a date though?
This is nice. I'm not. He's weird.
Oh, he's
Bro,
just talking.
you just meeting men at the mall?
You're strange.
It's like,
Oh,
I'm
you
asking.
mean men or is it a woman?
What the hell is wrong with you guys? I'm going to the mall.
Oh, he
Anyway.
said he was meeting someone.
He
weird.
is meeting somebody because he told Duke to hurry up.
I look on the playback.
Yeah, you look fresh to death,
I
Davis.
look on the playback.
Yes, you do,
I love
man.
me some playback, bro.
Hey man,
Brother,
we love us some I'm Davis, man.
He's being weird. Yo, it's on video. He tried tickling my hand, dog.
So let's talk about it because it needs to be talked about. Okay, so let me get my credentials out of the way really quickly. A few years ago, I looked like this. Now I look like this, and that has given me the power to experience both the best and the worst that pretty privilege has to offer. Also, not to go super psychological on y'all, at 9 o'clock in the morning, look up the halo effect on Google and learn more about it.
The tendency for an impression created in one area to influence opinions in others. She could have just said that. She didn't have to make us Google.
Not being charged for that extra drink or dessert at a restaurant, having someone offer to put the air in your tires rather than seeing you struggle doing it. And you can tell me like, oh my God, Kelsey, like maybe people are just good or maybe they're just doing a good deed. And I'm okay, I'm with you, they're doing a good deed, but why didn't they do a good deed when I was 257 pounds, huh? Why did all of a sudden all these good deeds start happening to me the moment I look like this? Because I went from like one good deed happening to me to a year to 10 of them happening to me in a week. That's not a coincidence, I'm sorry.
Okay, so far, what do you think?
Most of them are men who are doing those things. They are doing them with the intention of something in return. Wanting something in return. Now, they're not going to necessarily demand it or anything like that, but the intent is to potentially get something in return because they weren't looking for that something in return back in the ways. But I mean, it's the real world. People are attracted to something.
Okay, but yes. So I work in the service industry, right? I'm a bartender. And if you were unaware, the way you look influences it a lot. Whether that's tips or how people treat you, it just does. And when I tell you that my whole life changed when I started getting help for my eating disorder, which resulted in weight gain after the pandemic, I really didn't expect this to make me cry, but people don't even look you in the eye anymore. They're not nice to you, especially men. Like I would walk up and say, hey, how's it going? How are you? And I used to get, I'm doing really great, honey. How are you? Now it's a little more like, hey, how's it going? What can I get? 2 Coors Lights and a Bud Light. And for people saying that that doesn't actually happen, please raise your hand if you would willingly like to live as a fat person. And the fact that no one raises their hand makes the point. And it just makes you feel hopeless. Like, am I ever gonna be worth more than my looks?
Well, I wouldn't live. I mean, if I had to choose, I would want to be skinny for health reasons. I mean, that's
Fit.
Fit, being fit, healthy, long life. Not a nigga talking to me at the bar. Right? Nigga putting in order at the bar. Changing my perspective. But I mean, again, it sucks. It definitely sucks. But it's just it's a reality. It's a reality, yo.
This is actually eye-opening to me.
Sensitive to be contributing to this. My hand is literally shaking, but I'm gonna try. I am also very aware that by fitting into the beauty standard and by being white, that I am a very privileged person. So none of this is to insinuate that my experience has been harder than other people's. Obviously fucking not. This is just some of what my experience has been living in this particular meat sack. All my life, almost every single time that I was acknowledged for something that wasn't my physical appearance, it was prefaced by the word actually. You're actually really smart. You're actually really funny. You're actually really nice. And that made me deeply insecure. That fully conditioned me to think that the things that I find valuable about myself are just invisible to other people. It never occurred to me that people's misunderstandings and preconceived notions about me were on them. I took that on, and I was like, that's my fault. I'm not doing a good enough job at proving myself to people, and I gotta do better. And funnily enough, the desperate need to feel seen and understood makes you very easily manipulated by the old men that are preying on you.
All right, I lost a bunch of weight. People treat you a little different. Women treat you a little differently. Actually, hold on. Let's back all the way up. I have rich privilege.
I like to say, I think the money. I think the money privilege is something that's more.
Yeah, I have rich privilege. When people see me pull up in my car, trust me, they do not treat me like it. When I pulled up to this crib, an AP crib today in the Range Rover. It's a very different vibe when I pull up in my M4. I'm telling you, people look at you different. People will treat you different at the register. I have clout privilege. You guys are blessed with a lot of different platforms. So when a fan walks up to me and goes, "Is that Agent?" Everyone around just sees me. And now for what, they don't know who I am yet, but they want to know now. And they'll find a way to make conversation with me. And that's the nature of it. I know what it's like to just be like overlooked. Because for a lot of my life, nobody really looked in my direction. But honestly, I thought that was pretty common.
When I was working at Walmart, and there was a bunch of, between the ages of 18 and 23 at that time, our outlook on the world and how we perceived a lot of things were so similar to where it wasn't that apparent. But when I went to different jobs and I dealt with more particular older men, I started to realize what was happening in the conversations that were being had.
Was it more?
Older
men was worse?
Oh, yeah, much worse. Much worse. Oh, much worse. And when I say older men, I don't even mean like 50 or 60-year-old men. I'm talking about like older as in the sense of like late 20s, 30s.
Me too, type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like me
Word.
too type shit.
Word.
Word.
What up, Kai? Yo, when you got rich, how did people treat you different?
I ain't rich yet, my brother.
I was about to say, you rich?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you got clouded, how did people treat you different?
They look at me. They looked at me like I'm
like an opportunity.
Yes, an opportunity. Right? People started hanging around me because they see what's going on. But I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why my circle's so small, and I have, that circle where people can milk me.
So would you say it was easier for you to make friends before you got on Twitch?
No. Wait, no. Like, no, it was easy, but like this much, it's too easy.
No, but we talking about genuine friends.
Yeah. Genuine friends? Nah, it wasn't hard.
What about like, is it easier to get women now?
100%. I'm gonna keep it a stat with that. That's just something that comes with clout.
Is that what?
But I've been getting. I've been doing what I'm saying.
But when that happens, like, is it for you? Do you view that as a positive?
This nigga just asked me if that's a positive or negative.
Oh, go ahead, tell us.
That's a motherfucking positive now, brother. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm still on 50. You feel what I'm saying? Because girls could be out here to try to lie me and shit. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I'm from the, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta move tap with it. Like, word, like, I don't go to them, you come to me. Word. I put you in the Uber and you don't know where you going. Word.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Alright, I'm about to go get some Starbucks, alright? Keep on praising Giannis though, cause he a Starbuck.
That brother Kai, always with the puns, man.
Tell me you have pretty privilege without actually telling me that you have pretty privilege.
Sometimes when me and my friends are around a group of guys, they'll intentionally ignore me and only talk to my friends and pretend that I'm not there. And I think it's because they're too nervous to come talk to me because they think I'm cute.
Yeah, she has to be messing on TikTok.
Okay, she's joking. That's clearly a joke. Clearly.
She has to be massive on the platform. She has a good sense of humor.
Actually telling me that you have pretty privilege.
Before they all figured out that I was gay, I never had to pay for my own shirt. Like, if they just gave it to me. I didn't have to do anything for it. Like, they're like, here you go, don't worry about it. Like, okay.
Like, I don't understand why men go to that extent in terms of like what they're doing. If you believe that she's attractive, she's pretty, you giving her a little bit more attention, all understandable. But nigga, if you're spending money on women that you have no chance to dating at all, bro, like, you're messing this up for the rest of us, bro. That's what you're really doing. So to the men out there who simping day in and day out, going to clubs, buying women drinks, and you striking out every goddamn night, bro, you messing up for everybody, dog. You messing it up.
Fun fact, actually, there's a fact that is maybe supposed to be a secret, but whatever.
Oh, I like it. Look.
There is this network of apps that are essentially beauty passes. So if you're a model or just like a pretty girl or an influencer, you can apply to get in. They're like exclusive, so not everyone gets accepted, but you apply to get in. And if you get in, there's a shit ton of businesses, restaurants, like massages, lip injections, makeup, clothes, whatever, haircuts, everything.
What?
Yoga classes, parties, everything. That you can get for free just if you like tag them in an Instagram. So if you follow models that post like Joe and the Juice and Pilates on their story every single day, they're not paying.
That's crazy.
I want to caution everyone from falling into the inevitable deep pit of pursuit that is wanting people's attention.
Yeah.
Guys, like, I know like Instagram does it to you, and someone gets more likes, you want to like dig deeper. I've been doing this YouTube stuff since I was a little teeny bop, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I know how much I love getting my likes and views. Ooh, but it's now my business. So things thrive, survive, or die depending on how many views my shit gets. You know what I'm saying? So y'all support it, it'll survive. Y'all don't support it, it will die, period. But on like a day-to-day, just recreationally, I don't care, bro. Even on platforms where I should probably care a little bit, like IG. IG is the easiest brand deal dollars on earth, is the easiest integrations on earth, and I still don't care, bro. I do not care. But I see a lot of people post a photo, and it's like, boom, ass cheek out, and the little boys love the ass cheek. They be spamming likes. But now you're like, you get a hit of dopamine. You're like, oh, hold on, maybe I need to post a photo of my left ass cheek now. And it's like, now you buy, so it's like, you'll convince yourself to go down this road. You might even convince yourself that's who you are, but at the end of the day, you're doing it in pursuit of random people's attention.
But see, that's the thing right there, when you start losing yourself and thinking like, that's who I am. Because the reality is that what's gonna inevitably happen is that the likes are gonna start decreasing, and you put so much value into like who you are as a person, into this image of likes and Instagram stories and stuff like that, and you put so much value in it without actually understanding who you are as a person internally, that when that starts to decrease, not only are you upset because your business isn't working, but you now internalize it as me as a human being, I'm not working anymore. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. This is how I built my whole, and it's all for likes and clicks, and then when things pivot, you don't want to do it because you're going to end up losing yourself, because deep down inside, you know there's nothing else really there. You've invested all this time in this imagery of someone that you're actually not. And that's, I'm so serious when I say that is by far the scariest thing with social media.
Hey, pretty privilege exists, you know what I'm saying? Just appreciate that you got it when you got it. It might not always be there. Also, there's plenty of other different types of privilege out in the world, bro. You got it, man. Take advantage of it, but also be weary. People will try and take advantage of you. That's the moral of the story, man. There's another video right here where a lady was telling us how hard it was for her to be pretty. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We're out.
Yo, play bad, welcome back. We here trying to figure out, do you need money to get into a relationship?
If you don't have money, don't be in a relationship. I'm not finished. Relationships cost money. So therefore, why are you shaking your head? Because it does.
But that's trash.
No, what do you mean?
Why is that
You're actually capping right now. When you're in a relationship, you have to think, are you financially stable to support yourself and to be supporting someone else? You might not necessarily support them, but you'll be going out. There's expenses that you need to make. Do the spreadsheet. If you can't.
Sorry. Okay, let's be clear now. Let's be clear, Marcel. Going out is not a relationship. So you saying, yeah, it costs money. No, you're saying you going out costs money. You can go out while you're single too.
Exactly.
If you decide to go out more just because you're in a relationship, that's on you. That's not a result of the relationship. That's just how you want to be in a relationship. Your type of relationship costs money.
Exactly half of what she said. You need to make sure you are financially stable. But then saying, because you need to make sure you can go out and also the other person go out, like that's something, that's only a standard that you holding to the man. You're not financially stable to that degree. Come on, dog.
If there's no extra spendings, then don't do it.
Wow. Wait, hold on.
If your credit score is lower than 500, sis, sort yourself out.
Oh, she's talking to women. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me see. So you telling me that what if somebody's lonely inside their heart?
I'm here for that though. I'm actually.
But you see, that wasn't the question. The question was, is it? No. The question. Well, no, we don't care about the emotions right now. You understand? The question. What was the question?
I was actually like, yeah, she right. Like, yeah, she getting to it. Like, we not talking about emotions. We talking about finances right now. And then she can't even rephrase the